First thing and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a quick and transit through the spirit. There's a couple of things that was on my spirit. Titled, Are you... do you know what time it is? Or are you paying attention to the signs and the times that we're currently living in? As what I've been seeing lately among our people. Everybody know about this movie. It's called Leave the World Behind, which is really spiritual, because even Yahweh Shai told us to care not for the things of the world, because of the love of the Father. I mean, if the love of the world was in us, then we don't have the love of the Father. James 4:4 say, "You adulterers and you adulteress, don't you know that the love of the world is enmity with the Most High? And if you have the love of the world, then the love of the Father is not dwelling in you." Okay. So with that being said, this movie called Leave the World Behind, I've been noticing and, getting a lot of comments and feedback on mostly Jakes that watch the movie, because it's always the problem with you Jakes, man. See, Jake always leave things up for entertainment purposes. Like, I went online and I was looking at particular reviews, and a lot of niggas I went to school with, grew up with, everybody saw that movie. The movie has totally went viral. Everybody and their mother have seen it, and yet when you ask to give like an account of the movie, most Jakes say that they didn't see what we saw. And it makes sense though, because the Lord said that this gospel be hidden, it is hidden to none that are lost. And also when the disciples asked Yahweh Shai, he said, "Why do you speak to them in parables?" And the Lord straight up told him, he said, "Because it is given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given." And what I got from that is the simple fact that Jake, they're oblivious to the times because they are in denial. Okay, because when you are literally focusing on the news, you're seeing the wars, you look at the statistics of people getting sick. You look at the fact that the United States is getting ready to fall as a superpower, which technically it did. But you're looking at the fact that the petrodollar is pretty much out of here. Jake is not really trying to hear that, man. Okay, because their mindset is stuck on mirth. How to heal this society, how to heal this kingdom. Because now reality is going to kick in and it's going to set in once the dollar collapse, and once they have martial law lining up outside the doors, man. Okay, so when I was looking at the particular comments from Facebook, a lot of them niggas, man, they like, "I like the movie, but I don't know. I don't really get what y'all get from it. It wasn't enough action. It wasn't this and this and that." And one thing about Jake always want to be entertained. Like, have you ever watched those movies that were just completely just about dialogue, but yet the tension was so high? One movie that come to mind was the movie Oppenheimer. Okay, that movie was so good because the dialect and the tension they were building up, okay, to the atom bomb being donated, but it wasn't a lot of action in there, and it didn't have to be, because the movie pretty much it fulfilled itself. Okay, we knew towards the end of the movie they was gonna donate an atom bomb. Okay, and this is how they was gonna claim victory over the war. But throughout the whole movie, there was nothing but tension building up to that point, which made it a good movie. But that movie was too deep for the average Jake to go see, because Jake is used to comedy. Every time you go over a nigga's house, he's watching Friday, Don't Be a Menace. He's watching some folly, man. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Ace Ventura, Major Payne, which, I ain't really knocking those movies. We grew up on them. They're pretty funny. But see, Jake mind is always set on mirth and a good time. Okay, niggas never want to take anything serious. Nor do Jake want to look at the world around them, man. But instead, they want to play. Playtime is over, Jake. You know what I'm saying? Playtime is over. Okay, because right now, I was just looking at like the statistics, man. And I looked at a video, and also a video popped up on my timeline, and it was basically stating that 2024 have the shortest year of Army recruits. Because Gen Z, they don't want to fight the Army. They don't want to fight the military. Most of them was complaining that the pay was too low. They were complaining that the food wasn't tasteful enough. They couldn't make the PT test, and just all types of shit, man. They just was totally incapable of seeing things through, man. Why? Because the society breeds weak men, weak individuals, weak women, Back in the day, to go to the military, man, you had to be physically able to do it. You had to pass the PT test, the aptitude test. You know, depending on what branch of military you want to go in. You had to do 4-mile runs. You had to, you know, do so many pull-ups within so many time frame. Now the average nigga can't even do 10 pull-ups, man, without feeling some type of way about it. Just straight complaining, man, you know? And that's what Jake do. They complain about every damn thing, okay? But time is getting ready to come that, hey, Yahweh Shai is getting ready to really shut you up for good. And he's getting ready to break this thing down in front of you, okay? Because like I said, going back to the video, not the video, but the movie, Leave the World Behind, when I was looking at the comments and stuff, it was mainly Jake saying, well, I didn't understand it. Why they do this? I don't see what y'all saying about this. What was the point of the movie? Well, the point of the movie was to warn you that we're getting ready to see some very stringent times, man. Okay? Yahweh Shai is getting ready to bring holy hell to America. Okay, but Jake is not seeing that because, hey, their minds are constantly in the house of feasting. You know, the scripture says better to go into the house of mourning than of feasting. For the liver will lay it to his heart, you know, but fools are constantly in the house of mirth. Okay, which is nothing wrong with mirth. We love mirth. Okay, we love turning up. We love, you know, food. We love, you know, we love all those things, man. But it's a time and place for those things. But like you tell Jake now, what time we in, niggas are still partying like it's 1999. Okay, which brings me to the memorization of the first Purge movie. Here, the first Purge, right, that dealt with the so-called first experiment on Staten Island. Now, the NFFA, which is basically equivalent to the NSA or the, you know, your government, FBI, basically they did an experiment to see how niggas was gonna pick each other off. Okay, so when the Purge kicked off, you had one kill. Guy by the name of Skeletor. I guess he killed like some Ephraimite looking dude. But yet, during the whole time of the Purge, Jake was at a Purge party turning up, man. And NFFA was looking like, what the hell is wrong with these people? Like, why the fuck are they not riding? We're giving them an opportunity to go kill, rob, steal, loot. But yet these niggas want to go to a party and get drunk and high and fuck on a bunch of bitches, which is Jake, man. Same thing when Moses went up into the chariot and got the commandments and the Most High kept him by for that small season. Hey, the Lord told Moses, like, look, man, you might want to go check on the people, see what they're doing. They come down, Jake is turned up. They made idols. They turned the golden calf into an idol. You know, Jake was totally just turning up down there. Even Aaron was getting it in. You know, to the point that, hey, the Lord had to put their ass back in order. But see, this is the whole thing about a sheep. You let it go astray, it's going to run off and do all types of nonsense. Or it's going to sit in the road and get hit. But that's the mindset of our people. They're not prepared for what's getting ready to happen. Okay? They're so fascinated with getting Joe Biden out of office or getting another Democrat that's going to make on the false promises of Obama. Okay? And getting reparations to the point they're not even seeing that foreign military has been set up inside their country, inside their neighborhoods, sleeper cells, mock drills being done on them, and they don't even realize, man. The weapons, the foods has been weaponized, the air has been weaponized. Okay, reports been coming out that the United States government has officially paid millions of dollars for them to up the cloud seeding, which is what you're seeing in the air. Okay, these are not really real clouds. This is what you call geoengineering. Okay, manufactured weather. You know, blanketing out the sun, causing all type of inclement weather, you know, whether it be hot or cold in off seasons. And yet Jake is still with La La Land. Okay, long as they got fucking Jordans, Xbox 3, so Xbox One or Xbox Generation X, long as they got clubs and thoughts and blunts, a nigga ain't gonna never wake up out of this shit, man. You know, and this is the reason why the name of the video is what it is. All right, so let's get a couple of precepts here. Nicolaiah, Ecclesiastes 10:6. It says, folly is set in great dignity and a rich set in low place. Yeah, folly is very well extolled here. Okay, because everything around you is based on some folly, man. You know, like the Chiefs game last week, I believe they was playing not Green Bay, but they was playing another team that technically they probably should have beat, but they overturned the call. So therefore the Chiefs, you know, they had to take that L. Find out that niggas was out here fighting over that shit, man. You know? Same thing this weekend when we went down to camp. They had a game at the T-Mobile Center. I think it was Kansas State or K-State. I don't know who they were playing. But, I mean, it was literally like pulling teeth to find a parking spot downtown last week. But yet here the world is ending. Okay, you got Palestinians or Ishmaelites talking about, look, if we catch any of you Americans slipping, we're going to put it on you. I mean, they're blatantly making threats. If we catch you, we're going to do what we're going to do to you. Okay, inflation. seaports being halted up, man. You got all types of military deployments around the world. Okay, you got military that's being deployed to the Ukraine, to Poland, to parts of the Middle East. Okay, to get ready up for war, and yet these niggas over here are still trying to figure out where to go on Saturday night to turn up at a fucking club, man. Okay, and this is why Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is gonna come, and he's gonna, hey, the scriptures say peace and safety and sudden destruction. Okay, and the scriptures go into the days of Noah, Matthew 24:37. It says, as in the days of Noah, they were eating and drinking and giving into marriage until the flood came and took them unawares. So that's the same thing that's gonna happen here in this society. While everybody is playing games, everybody is getting ready to celebrate Christmas and New Year's Eve and all that other psychobabble. Hey, before you know it, man, you're going to have a dollar collapse. And then once the dollar collapse, what's going to happen? You're going to try to go to your banks or your ATMs, and basically it's going to say, look, this ATM is no longer in service. Please call a local or the nearest, visit your nearest or local branch, or call the 800 number customer service and see what happens from that point. And from there, that's when all hell going to break loose. That's when panic sets in, you know, because they have been bred to believe that it's going to be another sunny day here. Like, oh, okay, we're America. We get through everything. Yeah, we going through a downward spiral now, but don't worry. We going to bounce back because we're the good old Americans. We're good. You know, we're God's country. And in fact, this is far from the Most High's country. So I don't get it, man. Like a lot of times, like what I see with these Edomites, these Bible Belt Edomites and these very patriotic Edomites, which some of them can be Jakes, but a lot of them are always talking about how Trump was God's plan to bring America back to righteousness. Well, I laugh at that, because God's plan is to destroy Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay, the Most High was never with this goddamn society, and anybody that think that, you are completely stupid. Okay, you seriously need your head checked, because how the most wicked and vilest kingdom this world has ever seen since mankind have existed would the Most High be dealing with this when he destroyed kingdoms for less? Okay, yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah was a fucking shit show compared to this, but regardless of it, this makes Sodom and Gomorrah look like the kingdom of heaven, man. And I'm saying that because that's how bad this place is. But yeah, you got you stupid crackers out there talking about, oh well, you know, God is gonna restore America. No, God is gonna eliminate this goddamn place, man, and deservingly so. Okay, this very land that we in, eventually this shit is gonna be a fucking desert, man, and deservingly so. Okay, I'm tired of waking up in the morning looking at this shit to the point we don't even get good sunlight no more. Here you got a sun in the air that's good for melanin and vitamin D for our people, you know, and to bring sexual health. But yeah, you want to fucking cover it up with goddamn chemtrails, man. Like, how is this living? Look at the haze in the sky, brother. Look at this. They covering up the sun, man. Something that we need in order to keep our, you know, our bodies in some type of shape. Yet these assholes are spraying chemtrails over the planet Earth, man. Go get a car wash. You wake up on a so-called clear day and you got red shit and brown shit and what appears to be dust on your goddamn car. Okay, so hell nah, this ain't the Most High's country. Okay, this country was set up for one or two purposes. Okay, to correct us and for the Most High to destroy it, because America will be destroyed in the very near future. Okay, you devils, you ain't got no 15 years. You ain't got 10. You barely got 2 or 3 years, man. And I speak as a man when I say that, but I'm confidently speaking that this man ain't got a decade left, man. Okay, he was pushing a 2030 agenda. Hey, you might as well deduct that by 5 years. Okay, Yahweh Shai is coming back in a short while, because when this thing kick off, it's gonna kick off quick. Okay, it ain't gonna be no tarrying, because everything is already set up in place. You got the digital systems. You got fast food restaurants that's laying off their workers and they're setting everything up through Google AI. There go the infrastructure right there. 15-minute smart cities. Okay, you got 5G every goddamn where. You got AI, you got robots, man. I mean, the military is already in play. The BRICS nations are already circumvented to bring a collapse to the West. How much more time do you need, man? Okay, it's not gonna take 100 years to fulfill 3 prophecies. It's not gonna happen. All right, we're getting ready to get the hell up out of here any day now. And like I say, the apostles, they always say we have a few short months left. So let's see if that's the case. Lord's will. But anyway, it says, folly set in great dignity and the rich sit in low place, and we are the rich. Matthew 13:16. It says, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears they hear. Okay, but for verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see, but have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. Because the men of the Lord of old, when they wrote down the prophecies of the Bible, they didn't really understand it. Okay, a lot of times the things that Jeremiah wrote, you know, when you go into like the book of Isaiah and then the 70 weeks prophecy, and then you go into the fall of Babylon, a lot of times the prophets thought that those things were going to commence in a lifetime, but they didn't have the understanding completely that this was at a latter kingdom. Because when the Lord gave him the vision, it brought them, you know, a lot of times the prophets got sick, they passed out, and they often bugged out at it because they was like, wait a minute, this don't look like the Babylon I'm familiar with. So this must be talking about a familiar or a far off time, which the prophets were giving visions sometimes 3,000, 4,000 years into the future, even into the kingdom. Okay, because even from the beginning, you had men of the Lord speaking of this time. Like Enoch walked the world over 5,000 years ago, man. And he was seeing the very destruction of this day, which is in the future, man. So the men of the Lord desired to see these things, which we see, but they didn't live to see them. But nonetheless, they're living through us because we're these men coming back. Like prime example, right? You got niggas out there that's saying, well, there ain't no more prophets. Well, how come there isn't prophets? Well, everything has been written. Yeah, everything has been written down. Okay, we already wrote it down, but they didn't understand what they wrote. So now we're coming back to break down and interpret everything that we wrote, which makes us prophets because we're foretelling the end of a society, man. And we're breaking down the mysteries and the puzzles that these men have written. Okay, like back then, 2,000 years ago, when John the John the Revelator, or Apostle John, when he received the island, the visions on the island of Patmos, I think it was like during 96 AD. It was during the reign of Domitian Caesar. He didn't understand what he wrote because when he saw America in the vision, he marveled at her. He saw a beautiful woman. Okay, so he didn't really understand that it was talking about a particular empire or a province to its totality, but he understood that they was dealing with future kingdoms, but it never existed in his lifetime, so it was talking about a future time. Okay, so this is the reason why we're able to come out and break these things down the way we do. All right. Next precept here, Hebrews. That's the brother, Hebrews 4 and 12, Salakia. Matthew 24 and 38 says, for as the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving into marriage. Right. Who was doing that? Jake. Okay. Same thing now. Niggas are talking about setting up king. You got other Israelites out there talking about they want to set up a kingdom within the kingdom. I mean, you can't have two men sitting on the throne. Okay. That's not adequate. Yet we got to go down there and buy some. One guy told me, he said, we need to go to Africa and get some land, get some land or some shit like that. Like it was one Jake, Northern Kingdom guy that came up. I want to say shit, man, but probably sometime this summer, you know, and there was a spirit because we was talking about like, man, like the Northern Kingdom, man, they got to start coming up. So this guy walked up and off the rip, it was just some in his spirit that rubbed me the wrong way. But, you know, we give everybody a chance. You know, you can still feel like, man, something ain't right. But, you know, you benefit of the doubt, you give everybody a chance to see if they're going to prove themselves. So the brother was like, well, he getting into driving trucks and stuff like that. So when he told me he was driving trucks and that he was going to be traveling, I was like, that's already a red flag because you're not going to be able to come out. So he hit me up like a couple of months ago talking about when he get his shit together, then he going to start coming out, getting his money up, and we need to go to Africa and buy some land so we could keep the commandments perfectly. I just blocked him after that. I'm like, man, whatever, bro. You talking crazy now, you know, trying to prolong your life in America. Yeah, make your money, but at the end of the day, this work comes first. And that's what Jake is not dealing with. You know, so I'm like, I'm not going to go back and forth with a guy like that. I'm just going to block his ass and keep it moving. The spirit was dealing with him, then, hey, he going to do what he got to do and keep pushing. But in the meantime, hey, I don't want nobody like that around me, for real. You ain't talking about doing the work and doing it sincerely, then don't come up, man. Sincerely, you can just keep it pushing. And that's the spirit we coming in. But it says here, knew not till the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So, hey, Yahweh Shimi Hawashai, man, hey, he's going to catch Jake off guard. And when Jake get caught off guard, it's going to be murder she wrote. Because the brother Amawan Gabar, he did a video today showing, it was like an old video that came out a couple of months ago, may have went viral on TikTok, of this Jake basically showing the blessing of Esau. This dude had like a Humvee or some shit that can house up to 8 people. And they had guns and shit on it. It had a fucking, what do you call those? It's not a drone gun, but it's basically like a, damn, I forgot, man. But basically it spins around and it shoots a bullet. It looks like a military drone gun. But he had it attached to the snorkel or the truck when you sit on top of it and then you man it. And Jake like, man, this is white privilege, man. But if that was me, they would have thrown me under the jail. See, Jake don't realize that Esau is going to be riding around like that, man. Okay, they showed you that on the first purge. First place Esau went when they called in the troops, they went straight to the hood. They was targeting niggas in churches. They was targeting ghettos, project buildings, and what do you call it? Low income housing. And this is why a lot of low income housing are right off the highway and by train rail yards, because hey, when they come in and grab you up, it's just hey, they could come in and put you on these things and get you out of the way. But nonetheless, you're gonna have Edomites that's gonna roll through O'Block. They're gonna shoot that shit down. Okay, they're gonna roll through all these hoods, all these suburbs you Jakes have you moved to, and they're gonna put y'all asses down, man. You know, all this drill shit you niggas are talking, all this tough Tony shit you see, Jake is real tough against his own people. You know, but when it comes to fighting for a real cause, like defending their community from outside invaders, you ain't gonna find them niggas nowhere to be found, man. Okay, because ultimately, Jake is really not about that life. Okay, they bang on other Jakes because for the simple fact there's no consequences in that. And on top of that, they're under the curses. But literally, this Edomite was driving around with like 6-7 guns attached. He's probably got a fucking rocket launcher on that joint. They were driving around in this. May have been in Texas somewhere because this is how they get down. And yet, Jake is still blind. Okay? They still think that next year is going to bring a year of prosperity. Black women talking about, oh, yeah, well, we going to get our business. We gonna be boss bitches next year. Yeah, you'll be a boss bitch in a FEMA camp, man. That's the only way you're going to be a fucking boss bitch is in a damn concentration camp getting tortured, man. Okay? Because like I said, Jake think everything is a damn joke. Okay? A movie as serious as Leave the World Behind, niggas are taking lightly of that. We got a movie coming out literally 4.5 months from now called Civil War, okay, which is produced by A24. That's how you know they put money into it. And it's going to be on an IMAX, man, which IMAX is probably like one of the top screen formats in movie theater history by AMC. And they put enough money to, you got to put money into your production in order for it to be filmed on IMAX cameras and studios, man. Okay, it takes money. Only top of the line directors like Chris Nolan, fucking what's this guy that did Avatar? You know, all these big top guys. What's my man name that did Avatar? I forgot his name. James Cameron. You know, men like that. They put movies like that in HD format because they can afford it within the budget. So this Civil War movie, it wasn't cheaply made, man. Okay, they probably spent like 10-15 mil on it, but it's gonna make a lot of money. But yet Jake is still taking light of that shit, man. You know? Yeah, Jake ain't ready, bro. They ain't ready. And this is why, hey, we gonna laugh when they get what's coming to them because, hey, they ain't ready. Right? The Lord told us to be ready, man. Go out there and prophesy and to warn Jake and to compel them to repent and come back into the true name of the Heavenly Father and the Son, which is Yahweh Yahweh Shai. And they not doing that. All right? A couple more precepts here, man, and I end it. Pretty much the point is being made. But let's go to the book of Isaiah 31:1 that says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And we know that Egypt is talking about America. And stay on horses and trust in chariots, because there are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but look not to the Holy One, neither seek the Lord. Right. You got Jake that's still joining the military. You got Jake that believe in 911. Okay, like when it says horses is another way of saying power when it goes back into like the chariots, their military vehicles, you know, the cops, the SWAT team, the police force. Okay, the chariots, because there are many, and the horsemen because they are very strong, and they look not into the Holy One or seek the Lord. That's right, brother. Second Edges 15, which is Azaliah, Idaho. Second Edges 15:5. Behold, the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Come on, brother. Death and destruction, man. All these things are relevant right now, and yet Jake is still playing games. So, hey, the hell with the 2/3, man. You brothers out there that may be teaching in the camp, that go out to the highways and the byways, man, hey, if Jake is not engaging with the word spiritually, man, hey, just don't even engage with him, period. They got to come up inquiring about the word, you know, and sincerely wanting to learn. Don't stress yourselves out trying to get these simple-ass Jakes to see where you're coming from, because ultimately, they're just food for the fire, man. Give them their judgment, read it off to them, dismiss them, and keep teaching. And with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Hey, yeah, Jake gonna be living in GTA 6 and The Purge being released around January. Hey, that GTA might not even it might not even make it. I think it's coming out in 2025. You might have to have a chip to play that shit, bro. I don't think they're gonna make it to release that, or they're gonna have to do some beta release next year, or they're gonna have to accelerate production. But if they talking about 2025, I really see this society being pretty much under draconian law by 2025, man. So that game coming out that time is probably an indicator that all hell is getting ready to break loose, because GTA is straight fucking lawlessness, man. It's just like, do whatever you want to do, kill who you want to kill. There's no regard for the police, the military, or what. And that's what they want here. Niggas around with flying bikes and shit. If Jake can have a flying bike and attach a goddamn rocket launcher to it, niggas would be doing that shit. This is why everybody was going nuts when they saw the preview for GTA 6, you know? And they showed like the flamingos in that movie The Last of Us in the pool before they did the sound waves, before they let off that, what is that laser weapon or that frequency that pretty much caused dude to bug out. You know, after he got bit by the tick, he lost his teeth. You know, but yeah, man, that GTA 6, they releasing that shit in time because this is the type of society we're getting ready to enter into, man. But anyway, brothers, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim and Yahweh Shai. And with that, shalom. Shalom.